prepare for reading. Yesterday in our homework, we were reading about Hilda. She had some consequences for her actions. She went to a friend's house. Oh my goodness, what was that friend's name? Can you remind me, Hannah? No? Help her out, Becca. Let's try Karina.
Valerie?
It was Valerie. What was it?
Valerie.
And what was it, Hannah?
Valerie.
Valerie. And Valerie was very, very sick. What was she sick with, Becca?
A fever?
It was a fever, but it was a fever because of something else. Do you remember what the name of that thing was called, Mati?
Smallpox?
It was called smallpox, and it was very itchy, and it was all over her skin, and she got sick with it too. While she was sick, she wanted to pray in one special place to talk to God. What was that place? Brittany, sorry. It wasn't her room. Where was it, Kaylee?
The maple tree?
Where was it?
The maple tree.
It was the maple tree. Do we have to go to one specific place to talk to God, Anna Lauren? No, we don't. We can talk to God wherever we are. Now, today in our reading, we're going to jump into the rest of the story about what happened to Hilda now that she's sick. Before we do so, we have some words up on our board. Stand and read the first word for me, Jackie.
Basin.
That's right. And a basin is like a sink. It's like a bowl that collects water. And read our second word for us, Chrissy.
Bedstead?
Now, it would look like this, but this is actually a special sound, so try it again.
Bedstead?
Bedstead. And a bedstead is just like a bed frame. It's where, our mattresses would sit. Class, stand and read these words together with me.
Basin, bedstead.
Very nice reading. Now, as we come up to those words today, I want to see you guys working your best to get those done. As we're reading in our news story today, we're going to read all about what happens to poor Hilda. She has to deal with the consequences of going to Valerie's when she wasn't supposed to. I wonder, our title is it's kind of like a mystery. Brenna, what does our title say? Can you read it? Oh, you don't have your title in front of you. I have your title in front of you. It's called A Secret Visitor. I wonder who her secret visitor is going to be. Class, open your books to page 50. And today as we're reading, we've been out in outer space. We've been finding stars, and today, if you have smooth reading, you're going to get one of our special stars. Brenna, stand and read our title and continue.
Secret visitor. The days dragged by, and Hilda stopped feeling so sick. But her face, hands, and body itched where the pox weren't healing. The new mama brought up a basin of lukewarm water and a soft rag. Don't scratch your face, she said, or you'll get ugly scars. When the itching gets bad, dip this little rag into the water, squeeze it out, and lay it on the itchy place.
Very
It
nice
will
reading, Brenna. Why did new mama bring water and a rag, Madeline?
So that she wouldn't scratch her face if it got itchy.
That's right. And we know that she was being really kind with that. Continue reading for us, Jackie.
It did help. The new mama changed the water often. Hilda kept busy carefully washing the itchy places. Hilda could hardly wait to get well and be back with her family and friends. It seemed as if she had been in the upstairs room forever. She had seen nobody since she got sick, except for the new mama and Dr. Ness who came to visit her every few days.
Did you hear Jackie's smoothness? That was so good. Go ahead and take a seat for us, Jackie. Why do you think that mama changed the water often, Kaylee?
So that it wouldn't have all the germs from Hilda.
That's right. You want to keep it clean, especially when it's smallpox. You don't want it to get dirty. How would you feel if you were alone in your room, Chrissy?
I would be sad
Why would you be sad?
because I would miss my friends and my family.
Yeah, that would be hard being all up in your room. In fact, we're going to read a word here. It's called cooped. Cooped does not mean like a chicken coop, but it's kind of like it. You're in a small space and you can't leave. She's cooped up in her room. As we see that, I want to see if you can read it well. Go ahead and stand and read for us, Kaya.
One afternoon, when Hilda felt that she couldn't stand to be cooped up for one more minute, she heard a strange noise. It sounded like someone tapping on the window. Hilda got out of bed and pulled back the curtain. John's grinning face startled them.
Oh my goodness. John's at her window. Good job reading for us, Kaya. Who was Hilda's secret visitor, Brooklyn?
John.
It was John. And why do you think John came to visit Hilda, Avery?
Maybe she was sad.
Yeah. What does the word cooped mean in our story, Brenna?
Means like stuck or trapped somewhere.
Yeah, and she's stuck and trapped in her room. You know, she must have been very lonely. It would be really exciting to have a visitor, and John is being very kind to her by coming. Go ahead and pick up reading for us, Anna Lauren.
I brought you something, he said. Open the window a little wider. Hilda pushed up the window and put a stick underneath to hold it up. John held out a handful of gray flowers. Here, he said. I thought you'd like some to look at since you can't come outside. Hilda took the small bouquet of yellow and purple flowers and buried her face in the joyous leaf.
Thank you, Anna Lauren. That was very good reading. You had such silky smoothness even when you were reading someone else's words. Now, go ahead and pick up reading for us there, Jackie.
Oh, thank you, she exclaimed. I love that. How long are you going to stay up here anyway? Asked John. I'm getting tired of having nobody to play with.
Very good reading, Jackie. Now, what did John bring to Hilda, Monty?
Flowers?
That's right. Now, in our story, we read the word buried. What do you think it means in this story, Abigail? That's right. She wasn't digging in the ground. You were thinking very thoroughly through that. Go ahead and continue reading for us, Becca Sneed.
Oh, John, you shouldn't be here, whispered Hilda, suddenly remembering. You might get smallpox. John shrugged. I'm not scared, he said carelessly. How did you get up here anyway? Asked Hilda. I dragged a ladder over from the barn. Papa went to the Petersons on an errand, so I figured nobody would stop me.
Very nice reading, Becca. How did John get to Hilda's window, Jasmine? Jasmine's not here. How did John get to Hilda's window, Hannah?
By a ladder.
And from the story, do you think that John should have brought the ladder over, Karina?
No,
Why not?
because he didn't ask for permission from like his mom.
That's right. And I think bringing a ladder over to a tall house, it might be kind of scary and it might be dangerous. Would you have done what John did, Becca?
No,
No, and why not?
because it would be scary.
It might be scary. Pick up reading for us, Brittany.
Oh, John, you should have, exclaimed Hilda, half scolding him and half praising him for doing such a daring thing for her. You better put it back quick or you'll get in trouble. Someone might see you. I think the doctor is coming today. John shrugged carelessly but started down the ladder. Hilda stayed at the window and watched him jump from the ladder and drag it back to the barn.
Nice reading, Brittany. Go ahead and pick up Brooklyn.
Then she walked slowly to
Brooklyn, stop right there. Smooth that out. Try again.
Then she walked slowly to her bed and sat down. She felt good inside. John wanted to be friends, or he wouldn't have brought the flowers. He had called her father, Papa, instead of Mr. Johnson as he used to. That made him seem like a brother. Should she call the new mama just plain mama as John and Lois did? The new mama had been so kind to her during the lonely days, during the long, lonely days of her smallpox. Could she accept her as her mama at last?
Very nice, Brooklyn. I like how you stopped and you fixed that when you got caught. How did John's visit make Hilda feel, Hannah?
Happy.
And how would that make you feel, Kaya?
Would make me happy too.
It would. And do you think Hilda will ever be able to accept her new mama, Avery?
I think so.
You think so? How about you, Karina? Do you think she'll ever accept her as a new mama?
Yes,
Why?
because she seemed that her new mama didn't get mad at her, but she actually took care of her and forgave her instead of being mad.
Yeah. That would be very hard to accept someone brand new into your life, especially as a mama. But the new mama did take very good care of Hilda. Let's see what happens with Dr. Ness over now. Continue reading for us, Chrissy.
Hilda heard the kitchen door open and Dr. Ness's voice. He and the new mama were coming up the stairs. Quickly, she lay down and pulled the covers over her. The doctor seemed pleased when he had looked Hilda over. I believe you are well, young lady, he said. You mean I can go downstairs and back to school? Asked Hilda, sitting up. She could hardly believe her ears. The doctor nodded. And thanks to your good nurse here, you won't even have any scars on your face.
Thanks, Chrissy. How would you feel if the doctor told you that you're all better? Kaylee,
I'd be really excited
and why?
because I could go out of the room now.
Yeah, that must have been really hard being all up in her room locked away. Continue reading for us, Kaylee.
Mama's the best nurse in the whole world, said Hilda, suddenly feeling a surge of love for her. There, she had called her Mama. It wasn't hard. Mama smiled at her. Some of the folks in the community haven't had such good care, said the doctor. You have done an excellent job, Mrs. Johnson.
Stop right there, Kaylee. Why won't Hilda have any scars, Anna Lauren?
Because her mama made her put the water on her face really bad.
Did- That's right. Did Mama take good care of her when she was doing that, Jackie?
Yes,
Yeah, and why?
because she wanted to make sure she did everything was right.
That's right. She was being very thoughtful in what she was doing. Continue reading for us, Karina.
Mama looked pleased. She turned to Hilda. You wait here, and I'll bring up some water for a bath. Then you must put on clean clothes. We'll hang your nightgown and bedding out on the line to air it before we wash them. Papa can burn the straw mattress, and I will wash the bedstead in the room. Very fine, said the doctor. I wish the people in every home were careful. Then the germs would not spread. He turned to Hilda and chucked under the chin.
Pause real quick. You said that word really well, but chuck does not mean what we might think it means. Chuck does not mean thrown like they threw a ball. Chucked in this story means patted. So Karina, stand and read that sentence again with that in mind.
He turned to Hilda and chucked her under the chin. Be a good girl now, he said as he left to go downstairs with Mama.
Continue reading for us, Madeline.
A half hour later, Hilda, scrubbed from head to toe and dressed in clean clothes, walked down the stairs. Her legs felt wobbly, but she was so happy. What fun it was to be in the kitchen again. The yellow curtains at the windows were prettier than ever, and there were Papa and Lois. She ran to hug them. Mom and John stood by, watching and smiling. Suddenly, Hilda ran to Mama and hugged her, too. Mama squeezed her tight. Hilda saw that Mama had tears in her eyes, happy tears. John brought a checkerboard. Let's play a game before supper, he said.
How would you feel if you got to see your family again after being so sick, Kaya?
I'd be very happy,
You'd be happy? Why would you be happy?
because I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah. And how would you feel, Emily?
I would feel like I have missed them, so it would be really fun to see them again.
Yeah. Now, we know that she was very sick. What was one thing that they had to do to clean her room to make it all better? Brooklyn.
Burn the mattress.
Did have to burn the mattress. And we heard that the mattress was on our word that was on the board. It was on the bedstead. Remind me what a bedstead is again, Brenna.
It is the bed frame.
That's right. It was just the bed frame. Why do you think that the new mama had happy tears, Sarah?
Because Hilda hugged her and held her mama.
Yeah, that would be really exciting. What game did Hilda play with John, Becca H?
Checkers?
Checkers. I love checkers. I don't know about you guys. Now, remind me, who was kind to Hilda? Who was her secret visitor? Brittany?
John?
John. And how did John show kindness? Kaylee?
He bought her flowers.
Yeah. What's one way that we can show kindness, Chrissy?
We can say something to somebody who's having a good day.
That's right. So what's another way that we can show kindness to someone, Monty?
We can encourage them.
That's right. And it's so important that we take the time to do that. In our story today, we read all about John's kindness to Hilda, even in moments when she wasn't necessarily very able to go out and do things for him. He did it even though he knew he might not get anything in return. As we're reading through the rest of our story, we're going to find out that Hilda's going to go to a really fun Bible club. I wonder what she's going to see. I wonder what she's going to hear. I know our whole story is the secret of the maple tree. I wonder if she's going to find another secret in our next chapter. Our chapter for tonight is pages 55 through 58. Let's prepare for science.